When controversy rocks the nation, how do we stay informed? Traditionally, we read newspapers and magazines to keep in pace with current events. But now in the information age, we have hundreds of options for news. We trust these sources to be fair and balanced. Tony Berman, former editor-in-chief of CBC News, once said, "Every news organization has only its credibility and reputation to rely on. News media has a vested interest in us trusting them. If we don't trust them, they lose both credibility and viewership, which affects them professionally."
The Occupy Wall Street movement has basically been a 4-week downtown Manhattan live-in, which has spread to cities all around the country, causing the media to move its coverage dial from blackout to circus. It's too bad. Those are the only 2 settings it has. Intrepid reporters from all the major...
Then you have the comedic sources of news, with shows like The Daily Show and The Colbert Report. These shows do report the news, and sometimes they even convey events and opinions that you wouldn't find on other programs. But it's also their job to make you laugh, and to make fun of other anchormen and TV hosts, which is why younger demographics are turning to them more than traditional news stations. These shows can be a valid source for news as well as a source of entertainment, but you have to be careful to find the truth amid the jokes and the satire.
How truth can be reported or perhaps distorted by those who deliver the message. The real truth must be known. But let's face it, sometimes the real truth doesn't sell. And the temptation is there to turn once truthful stories into fantastical stories that stray so far from the truth that you might as well be making up stories on the spot.
Here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
News organizations have different spins on Occupy Wall Street. The protesters have been called everything from the left-wing answer to the Tea Party to a flash mob in search of a message.
With you, this isn't about Wall Street. It's not about economic justice. This is just an amalgamation of all of these anti-capitalistic people, anti-American people.
Country right now. What do you think about this?
Well, I applaud them. I think the president is right. They are speaking to the real anger and frustration that millions of Americans feel at a time when the middle class is collapsing, poverty is increasing, the people on top are doing phenomenally well, and the people, Wolf, who caused this damn recession in the first place, the folks on Wall Street, because of their greed and illegal behavior, you know what their punishment has been? They're now making more money than they ever made before. So what the
There are many different opinions about the goals and effects of the Occupy Wall Street protesters, and it's up to viewers to get their news from as many different sources as possible to get a more complete picture.
Let me tell you a story. In 1898, when the tensions between the United States and Spain were high, a mysterious explosion crippled and then sank the USS Maine. At first, the explosion was considered an accident with the ship's engines. William Hearst, however, publisher of World Magazine, ran a story blaming the Spanish for the destruction of the USS Maine. A story so convincing that the captain of the Maine believed the story, and America sent troops to Cuba. Did the Spanish sink the Maine? We still don't know. They may have, but the story that was published was what the American public believed. The Spanish-American War, which began partly because of the sinking of the Maine, killed tens of thousands of Spanish and American soldiers and sailors. When it comes to media, it cannot simply be taken at face value. Most of the news that is reported on a day-to-day basis doesn't result in wars, but it's important to be critical of the media. We need to be careful what effect media has on us.